Hi, everybody. I am the man. Mr. Monkey's not here today, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to tell everybody Mr. Monkey's origin story. The story about how Mr. Monkey got to be in my possession, how I obtained Mr. Monkey. It's a really interesting story. It's kind of weird, and actually, honestly, it's kind of creepy. So this is how this happened. I was at a flea market, and it was kind of late in the day, and it was like an outdoor flea market for the most part, and it was getting late in the day. Most of the vendors had already packed up and left. There were very few vendors left. I was just kind of walking up and down the aisles, taking one last look at the things that were still there, and I turned down this one aisle, and it was kind of darker than the other aisles, it seemed, and I just instantly I got like a really weird vibe walking down that aisle, and the vibe got stranger as I got closer to this one vendor. I stopped at his booth, and this is kind of a really old man, and he was selling like voodoo stuff, but it was like it wasn't just like regular old voodoo stuff. It was like antique, vintage voodoo items. They were really, really old, like voodoo dolls, masks, and several other voodoo paraphernalia. But it was really, really old. It was pretty interesting, kind of unique. But the thing that really caught my eye was what was hanging on the back wall. It was Mr. Monkey. He was like shackled up against the wall. His wrists and his ankles were shackled in irons, and he was tied to the wall. And I asked the guy. I said, what's with the puppet? And he looked at me and he said, "That's not a puppet. That's Mr. Monkey." And I kind of chuckled. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's not a puppet. He wasn't laughing. This guy was dead serious. He's just like, he wasn't trying to amuse me with that. He was like just serious. And I said, well, okay, why is he all shackled and tied to the wall there? And the guy says, "Mr. Monkey is trying to kill me." And again, I laughed. I'm like, okay, really? And he did not laugh. He wasn't laughing. He's looking at me with the most serious expression you will ever see. He wasn't kidding around. This guy meant what he said. I'm like, okay, yeah, this isn't a puppet. And he's trying to kill you. Yeah, all right, sure. I said, well, but I was taken by Mr. Monkey. You've seen Mr. Monkey. He's really cool looking. And I thought, well, I wonder how much he is. So I asked him, I said, well, how much do you want for him? And the guy said, "If you'll take him off my hands, I'll give him to you for free." I'm like, all right, well, give him to me then. He's awesome. So he gave him to me. And right before I walked away, that guy grabbed me by the shoulder and he whispered in my ear and said, "Mr. Monkey will be the death of you." I told you it was weird.